Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us, viewers. Can I echo back? So remember, every night we always tell you, as a viewer of Real Talk with Saieed Ali, to share our live stream. We are on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. When we go live in studio, we go live on Facebook, we go live on YouTube. So Trinidad and Tobago, feel free to share our live stream on Facebook. Now remember, viewers, at Real Talk we are offering you 4% on fixed deposit. You sign a 5-year contract with us, viewers, and you're going to get cash or your interest for the 5 years. Instead of you waiting 5 years and more, you're going to get it up front. So remember that, viewers. We are giving you interest rate on fixed deposit up front when you create a fixed deposit with us at Real Talk. Also, viewers, be a member of our credit union. I always encourage you, buy shares, open a savings account. Now, when you plant a seed today, when you open a savings account today, I can guarantee you, you're going to reap the benefit later on. Remember that, viewers. You are going to reap the benefit later on. So go to your bank, check your credit union, and if you are not getting a 4% interest rate on a fixed deposit, on whatever you have, if you are not getting that in 5 years, let me tell you something, we will match it. We will match. Any credit union, any financial institution, we matching and beating. That is Real Talk. So as we start off our program tonight, Health Minister Terrence Dayal Singh have stated that there is no room on the Northwest Regional Health Authority Committee investigating the death of babies at the neonatal intensive care unit of the Port of Spain General Hospital. Now, after reiterating his condolences to the baby's family, Dayal Singh said the Northwest Regional Health Authority internal investigation proceeding in accordance with established practice. On the call by the baby's parent for an expert representing them to be part of the investigation, Dayal Singh stated that he has been told there is no room for external participation. Listen to this.
Mr. President, may I once again express my heartfelt condolences to the parents and families of these children, of these babies. It is really a difficult time for all of us. To specifically answer the question, I can say that I have been advised that the internal investigation is proceeding as per established practice. I am further advised, Mr. President, that there is no room for external participation. Thank you.
Now, when they say no room, what do you mean? Nobody can come on board? Is that what you're saying? And to start with, it's not a hard time for us in Trinidad and Tobago. It is a difficult time for the parents of the babies. It is a difficult time for the parent of the babies that lost their life. Not all of us. We would send condolences from January to December. We can offer our sympathy from January to December, but we would not feel the pain. Neither the board would actually feel the pain of those mothers. I understand even a nurse gave birth and lost her baby. And she was complaining about the treatment she got. A nurse complaining about the treatment she got. So when Terrence Dayal Singh said that there is no room, what does he mean by no room? Is it that the board don't want anybody no external party joining them, or there's no chair to sit on for external party. What does he mean by that? Now, is it that they don't want nobody to be part of the investigation? Because this is reflecting very, very bad on the neonatal ward at the Port of Spain General Hospital. This is hitting them like a block behind your head, you know. Is there going to be a cover-up? I don't know. Are we going to get straight facts? We don't know. So for the board now to say there's no room for external people, something is definitely wrong. Because the parents of these deceased baby, they are asking for someone externally to participate on their behalf. And you're going to tell me the board is saying there's no room? Is there something in the motor beside the pestle? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. So Terence, you need to come better than that. And your board needs to come better than that. There is no such thing as no room. There is no such thing as no room. The call for an independent expert representing the baby's parent was contained in a pre-action protocol letter dated April 20th from the Freedom Law Chambers of the Northwest Regional Health Authority CEO Anthony Blake. And it was signed by attorney Sue-Ann Deusaran. Did you hear where the call come from? All I hear where the call come from. But the board said it have no room. It's sad, yes? What I would advise the parents to do is to press forward. Your baby died, not those on the board. You carrying the pain, not those on the board. Those on the board, you know what they have to do now? They have to brace against a wall now and hope. And hope that something good come out of it. I'm telling you. Meanwhile, the three Pan-American Health Organization experts who have been selected to probe the death of the babies at the Port of Spain General Hospital have arrived in the country and already engaged Northwest Regional Health Authority officials as part of the internal investigation. Well, the thing start. So all those who were assigned to the neonatal ward now, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Are they still working? I'm asking, are they still working? Look at babies die. Look how much. Let's just hope this investigation ain't run like the diver's death. Trust me, let's just hope that this thing ain't run like the diver's death and have to spend millions of dollars just to find out something. Sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. Health Minister Terence Yeltsin confirmed that he described what he described as a politicizing of the death of babies at the Port of Spain General Hospital. During a media briefing, the minister stated that it is unfortunate that it is being politicized, where there is misinformation that can threaten the public and private healthcare system. Listen to the others.
It is unfortunate that the issue, whilst of great national importance, it is unfortunate that it has now been politicized, and politicized to a point where if we don't treat with the misinformation out there, it can threaten not only the public healthcare system, but also the private healthcare system.
He also lashed out at opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissesa and other UNC members who claimed that the government failed to operationalize the Cuba Children's Hospital had resulted in death of babies. They also reiterated that when the Fitzwilliam Children's Hospital has always been functioning and contended that the Cuba facility is not outfitted with the infrastructure to support specific requirements to assist neonates. He added that according to a brief from UDICOT, there is no NICU at the Cuba Hospital. Ooh, listen to this.
So for the opposition to insist that Cuba is closed is just an outright untruth. And it's unfortunate how we fall for that. And let me just reiterate, the Wendy Fitzwilliam Children's Hospital has always been functioning, always. I have a brief from UDICOT, which says, as far as the Cuba Hospital is concerned, there was no NICU. It was a children's hospital. It was a 4-bed special care baby unit for less urgent cases. So I just want to put that out there again.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, now listen to this, Listen to this and tell me if this makes sense. The minister also stated that a protest on Saturday outside the hospital had adversely affected operations. He revealed that 20 patients who were carried to have cataract surgeries due to the uncertainties, officials were also forced to cancel scheduled surgeries. Here they are.
The protest action inspired by the UNC at Cuba on Saturday disturbed the operations of the facility where 20 patients were carded to have cataract surgeries. Now, the public doesn't know that. So they endangered the lives of staff and those patients who were carded to have cataract surgeries. We did not know if they were going to keep on the protest on Sunday, so we had to postpone it. So 20 patients who were depending on us in a functioning hospital to have cataract surgeries couldn't have it because the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa probably inspired her followers to go there.
So Kamala Prasad Bisesa probably inspired her followers to go there. Okay, Terrence. What about the doctors coming to the hospital? Where did this protest take place? On the wards, they are saying, I don't know, asking a question. Where this protest took place? On the ward? Terrence? Where did this protest take place? Inside the hospital? That nobody couldn't walk? Where did this protest take place? In the operating theater? Somewhere along the line they are saying we're not feeling you. We're not getting you. We're not getting you. Somewhere along the line, we're not feeling that what you're saying is the correct thing. Let me tell you something. There are security booths at the entrance of the Cuba Hospital. If the security guard say you cannot go in, believe me, you definitely cannot go in. But if doctors arrived, Terrence Dial saying, if doctors arrived to go into the hospital, the security guards will accompany them. It doesn't matter if they are doing a protest or not. Trinidad and Tobago, am I correct? Am I correct? So they are saying, I'm going to label you on this. I wouldn't label you on this. How it is that those doctors were blocked or those surgeons were blocked from entering the hospital. That's number one. Number two, why didn't the guard assist the surgeon or the doctor go in to the entrance? Number two, Number 3, if there was a protest, they would have had police present. It is a hospital, you know, Terrence. So they would have had police present. Terrence, give somebody some answers now. You want to talk about surgery being postponed, or is it that willfully the doctors didn't turn up? I don't know, Terrence. You telling the public that? So I know, being the John Doe as the public, I want information from you now. How come the doctor couldn't get inside the hospital? How come? Come, Terrence. Come, Terrence. I'm listening. I'm waiting. How come the doctor couldn't go inside the hospital? Something, that man. You want to talk? We go talk. Surgeries had to be postponed because surgeon couldn't go to the hospital. How come? How come? I am sure the Cuba hospital has a back door. To start with, if the security called police for assistance for doctors to go in, police come in to assist doctors to go in. Come, Terrence, the other thing. If you want to give the nation something to hold, come better than that, because I will hold you a task for that. The opposition had since called for the Alsing to resign. The Alsing, is it 20 patients who were carded to have cataract surgery? Due to the uncertainty, officials were also forced to cancel scheduled surgeries. Where were those doctors? Where were the police to assist? Where was the crowd? Where was the security? Because if my father was there, and he had to go under surgery, I would have asked the security, did you all assist the doctors in getting into the place? Did you all call police? To start with, security is a must. So they all saying, come better than that, because the public looking at you as a failure already. The public looking at you as a failure already. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, your life.
For a long time, but pleasant evening to you and the viewers. What I call to say is that the Minister of Health and the Health Ministry, in fact, the whole government system in this country is a waste of time. Because here, a woman is going to have a baby. To tell the nurse they're in pain, the nurse will tell them, oh, you are ready yet. And when the baby was to come, by the time they put her in the wheelchair and running and walking, running in the San Fernando General Hospital to the delivery room, by the time the two patients reach in the delivery room, child gone. The bag ain't reached yet because the husband organizing to pick up the bag and go behind. When he reached child unborn, they get to see nothing.
And I suspend that nurse one time.
That is how the system is running here.
And I suspend that nurse one time.
You have doctors and nurses that things are going on in the hospital. And they're supposed to take charge and look after it. They're not even looking at it because people are losing their life and they're covering up the stories inside it. Then you have the opposition thing. They have big things for the Cuba hospital. They went and take out and put on Facebook. And they have the PDRC and all of them saying that about child and they care about child and the death standing if they have the hospital to open and so forth. But in their own constituency, it have issues going on that need help to be dealt with, and they're not dealing with those matters. So what are they professing and putting out there? Hypocrisy. So in all sector of this government issues here, even with the opposition, you have hiccups going on. It's time to vote another party and people need to open their eye. Because it have a gentleman who will be speaking out the right things and the correct things about what is taking place and going on in the country. And I think the people need to focus on him and what they could do to make this place a better place. The PNM can help you and the UNC can help you. Have a pleasant night.
Thank you, my friend. Now, as I said, in 2024, it's going to be different. We are going to be demanding. I side will be demanding. And thus far, my demands have been working. So let me hear what Dale Singh now have to say on why these doctors could not attend to do the surgery and why it is they had to postpone surgeries that were carded. Is it because of a protest? Lack of security to start with. That's number one. Number two, if a doctor knows that they have to do a surgery in a hospital, by all means, they will try to be there. Because their profession is to do what? Surgery. Is to save people's lives. And that is what they signed up for. Not to say a protest keep them back. No, the life that you're going and save is more important than the protest they have outside. To start with the whole thing, if you are the Minister of Health and you cannot get your portfolio and your ministry in a gear to save people's life and stop ranting and raving at, oh, I'm the minister and the people don't know nothing, get your damn act together and be the Minister of Health if you are the Minister of Health, unless they are puppet on strings and somebody pulling it. Because Terence, you can't come and tell me on a national broadcast that all they had to shed you because of a protest. Nobody. That don't operate so. It don't operate so. If you are the damn Minister of Health, act like a damn Minister of Health. Because I will tell you something. They all sing. I don't know if he is a Hindu, a Christian, a Muslim, a Baptist, a Roman Catholic. I don't know what religion you fall under. But I am definitely sure you just pray. I am definitely sure that you have a religious belief. And if you have a religious belief now, you believe in God. And if you believe in God now, being the Minister of Health, you would strive toward excellence in saving patients' lives. Don't tell me because of the protest the doctor couldn't come to work. Nah, I come better than that. I'm holding your responsibility. I'm holding you responsible. And I'm holding the doctor responsible too. You want to tell me a protest keep all the back? Serious? Wow. If a little thing like a protest can keep all your back, well, then I cannot count on the Ministry of Health. I can't. It's sad to say. It's sad, it's really sad to say. But this is where we are. This is where we are. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear the PM urging the public to keep the faith in the health system. Right after.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Remember viewers, Real Talk is offering you 4% on our fixed deposit. The good thing about this fixed deposit is that you're getting your cash up front. It's a good thing about this fixed deposit. Like I say, Real Talk is here to lead in finance. We are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you a fixed deposit interest rate up front. Is there a catch rate? No, there's no catch rate. You getting your money up front instead of waiting all these years for it. That's the good thing about it. That is the good thing about it. Caller, good night. Hello? Take care, get the click. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is urging the public to have faith in this country's healthcare system. He stated that the public should not judge the entire health sector over this incident and gave the country the assurance that our hospitals are safe and not a collapse zone that some people make it to be. Here.
Paho has identified the 3 people. Remember, the minister had said Paho wanted to know what was the information we have. And based on what we had and the issue, they will choose people who fit. And they have now done that. So in a few days or so, we probably get names.
And they'll be here at the end of the month, you said?
Before the end of the month. They aim to get here before the end, by the end of the month.
And they will commence the investigation.
And yes, and in the meantime, everything that is required for their successful visit would be made available. I could tell you, and I want to give the country the assurance that our hospitals are safe. We have had an issue in one ward. Unfortunately, the outcome has been quite disastrous, but our hospital system is not the collapse zone that some people will make it to be. We can't overreact to the grief that the families will be going through. There are some people who are, excitedly concerned about compensation. We're not there yet. We want to know what the facts are, and the facts will determine where we go from there.
Now, Prime Minister, I want you to understand something. The country is holding that ward responsible, not the whole hospital. The country is holding that ward and the doctors and the officials in that particular ward responsible for what happened. We're not holding the whole hospital. And as the old thing said, because of a protest down in Vancouver, they had to reschedule. Sad, boy, it's sad. Caller, good night.
But aside,
go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, what I'm saying, right? I just listen to weak callers and them that be saying things that is not true. Eh? Look for another party. How are you looking for another party when you have 10 years up here them? 10 years up here and get 5 years of Bastille Party. Going down again. 10 years of Manning. 5 years of Kamala. And 9 years of PNM again. How you could say, because say you need another party, when in 5 years they show what Kamala could have done in 5 years. That is the hypocrisy of people in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what we are. That is what we like in Trinidad. You understand? So you can never, you will see what Kamala and them do, but right. you want our next party. Later.
Thank you, my friend. I just always tell people, look at the facts. Look at the reality of what government do. That is how you will know what party going in power next. You want next call? Caller, good night. Oh.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
The Prime Minister say have faith in the health system. Well, until the Prime Minister remain in Trinidad and use the health system here for his health, then I would have faith. He goes to Los Angeles in California for his checkup and whatnot. So it means that he have no faith in this health system. All the best.
Thank you, my friend. So, Rowley also reminded that prior to this incident, the statistics painted a favorable picture, particularly with newborn. He added that he was very proud of our infant mortality rate, but this development is a variance and what was happening in the system. Asked if he was satisfied with the healthcare system, he said he was not satisfied because what was happening is not what we are accustomed to.
We have professional people in the wards with serious responsibilities, And because something has happened doesn't mean that they have just thrown their hands up in the air. Understand? Maybe I might be a little too understanding of the professional people in there, but I do know that there are professional people in there, both in the management and in the medical side of things. And the nurses, the doctors, let us not sell them short. Something has gone wrong. Things, as a matter of fact, yesterday somebody sent me a document from the United Kingdom, a hospital in the UK that had a similar experience. And I think it was about 62 babies that they had lost in the UK. And of course, if you look around, you probably see other instances. It's a hazard of the trade. We were very proud of our infant mortality rate. This development here is at variance with what was happening in our system. And I say this so that we know what is better. We were well below the level that was required to qualify as a progressive nation with respect to infant mortality. And here comes this incident. So we got to find out what has taken us off track.
With the state of public health care?
If I was satisfied, I would have said so. I am not satisfied because what has happened is not what we have been accustomed to. So I can't be satisfied with that.
Now, viewers, he said the opposition could only cry crocodile tears for what happened in the Port of Spain General Hospital, while argued that the same UNC did not lift a finger to fix the dilapidated central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital. Listen to this.
And today, as the babies die in Port of Spain General, they refused to send anybody on a joint select committee of parliament to look into healthcare delivery in Trinidad and Tobago. But they're now crying crocodile tears over what happened in Port of Spain General and hoping to use it politically. There's a word in the directory for that, in the dictionary. It's called ghoul. It's spelled Ghoul. They are ghouls where crime is concerned and where the deaths of those children concerned. What they see is political opportunity. What I see is pain and heartache. And what I want to know are the facts of the circumstances so we can rectify it. And if there are people to be held accountable, then they'll be held accountable after the facts are determined. There's no shortcut in that. And as I speak to you now, the central block that they didn't build one block. The engineers in this country condemned that building, our main hospital building, condemned in 2009. They stayed in office from 2010 until 2015 and did absolutely nothing about the Port of Spain Hospital. When the engineers condemned it, thank God, we are well on the way to building a new hospital block in the Port of Spain General, in our capital city, to be ready in 2025. But they had $900 million to give OAS by the simple removal of a clause in a contract. I don't know about you all, but these people just make me feel to puke.
Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I'm calling on behalf of my husband, and actually, the Prime Minister saying have faith. Well, I have my faith, and I went to the hospital with him today in the Can Clinic with faith, and I get through to my husband to do his surgery. They give him on the 2nd of July to come back to them, and they will fix after 4 years with prostrate. Going to hospital and not seen any doctor, only just giving him prescription. And he gets an infection and he end up in the casualty department, spent the whole night. And that's how he comes to see a doctor to get through with his surgery after 4 years. After 4 years, my husband, I go with faith. I go with faith for my husband and I get through. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. So if you are switching gears a bit, taxpayers are spending around $500,000 monthly to maintain the function Petrotrin Refinery at the Port of Spain at Point-à-Pied. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are spending $500,000 to maintain a dysfunctional Petrotrin refinery. Chairman of the Guayakara Refinery Company, Newman George, stated that the monthly cost is about $500,000 added, TT dollars. Now, Russian Power posed this question during inquiries into the audit consolidated financial statement of the Trinidad Petrotrin Holding Limited. Well, listen to this.
Member, through you, Chairman, the monthly cost is about $500,000 monthly.
That's US or
TT. I speak in TT.
Okay,
not
sorry.
Different tongues.
Yeah. Yes.
You speak in different tongues, sir?
No, I speak in one tongue, sir.
Parry then asked if Heritage Petroleum funded almost $6 million yearly maintenance fee, but George said the Guayakara Refinery Company paid that bill with money from other subsidiaries. Listen to this.
Okay, so at 500, that's about $6 million TT dollars a year for the preservation of the asset. Does Heritage pick up that cost?
No, Guayakara picks that cost up.
From what revenue?
Well, we have a series of lease arrangements with Paria and Heritage. We have tank storage, etc., that we generate that income from.
And that is sufficient to manage that preservation cost?
Just the preservation cost, yes.
Well, let's think it easy. Michael Kwamina then added that there is no greater driving force in so far as a refinery is concerned in trying to keep somebody to take it over. I'll listen.
Absolutely, that is well. There is no greater driving force insofar as the refinery is concerned than trying to get somebody to take it over. I don't even think that, the driving force is even more significant than that would want us to get somebody to take it over. And there are additional costs. We have the Bank of Nova Scotia, which out of Houston, there are consultants that go through each bid and assist in terms of the assessment of these bids, etc. I would think that we went through a very formal process some time ago. That did not yield any benefit. I would think that this is probably the most progress that we've made. We do have some prospects at hand, and I cannot express to you how incentivized we are to get.
Any ability to share how many?
Now Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, Question on if PPHL would share how many bidders were in running Paria General Manager Mustafa Mohammed announced that there are 8 expressions of interest for the purchase, lease, and restarting of the refinery. Mohammed said they also receive unsolicited proposal and added that they expect no binding offer from May 10th. And from then, they will review those offers and understand the way forward. I'll listen to this.
To you, Chairman,
yes.
Currently we have had 8 expressions of interest for the purchase lease or restart of the refinery.
All publish this bid round in terms of the invitations, or do you get unsolicited proposals from time to time?
We get unsolicited proposals from time to time.
So it's 8 in all before us right now?
8 in all before us.
Any idea of the time frame or timeline before a decision may be made in terms of moving forward, or we're too early for that yet?
Our process is that we expect non-binding offers by May 10th, and from then we will review those binding offers, those non-binding offers, and understand the way forward.
Any of those bidders? Sorry, let me just rephrase that. In terms of those bidders, how many or can you share how many may be local or combination of foreign and local? You have an idea?
I would say at this time, all of them have a composition of local and foreign participation.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So let's see what's going to come out from this. So we're going for a short commercial break, but when we come back from this break, we're going to hear the PM, interested parties for Petrotrin Refinery. We're going to hear what the PM have to say after.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to share something with you what the Prime Minister said before we move on to some crime talk with Hines. Now, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has hinted that there may be one party interested in the Petrotrin Refinery, which may be successful in closing a deal with the government. He stated that there are many bridesmaids without a bride. And using some healthy quotes. The PM added that the government kept getting interest along the way, but many times they did not pan out, and as soon as there is some ink on some paper, population will know. Listen to this.
I would say yes, there's some interest that we are a little bit excited about, and I hope that we've had so many bridesmaids without a wedding that we're hoping that this we keep getting interest along the way, but many times they turn out not to be, they don't pan out. But we have had some interest in recent times, and if we are a little reluctant to speak about it at this stage, we'll simply say that as soon as there's some ink on some paper, we will let the population know. But we We think we have an interest now which might stay the course.
Is that as a result of your travels, some interest?
A little bit of it.
So Trinidad and Tobago, as he said, there are many bridesmaids without bride. So let's see if some maid is going to hook onto this bride. Let's wait and see. Moving on to Hines. Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, stated that no one has given any instruction to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to negotiate peace deals with rival criminals. He said it follows that the TTPS has never informed the government of Trinidad and Tobago that any such dialogue was undertaken by TTPS. Hines said the government expected the police to continue to develop strategies in responding to the crime problem and other crime management issues within the country. I'll listen to this.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has never engaged in any such dialogue. It follows, therefore, that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has never informed the government of Trinidad and Tobago that any such dialogue was undertaken by the TTPS. It would also follow that the government could not endorse any such action. In addition, the government of Trinidad and Tobago has never suggested to the TTPS that this should be a considered approach as government policy. The government of Trinidad and Tobago expects the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to continue to develop strategies in responding to the crime problem and other crime management issues within the country. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has produced several strategic plans over the years, the latest being the plan of 2022 to 2024.
Now Trinidad and Tobago, referring to a 2023 Violence Reduction Plan initiative by the police, he noted that this plan is designed to direct response to rising levels of illegal firearms as well as troubling levels of gang activity. The purpose of the plan is to reduce the fear of crime and criminality throughout the country and improve relationship between TTPS and the communities around Trinidad and Tobago as it pertains to gangs.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service has produced several strategic plans over the years, the latest being the plan of 2022 to 2024. This strategic plan guides the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in treating with existing administrative and operational issues. In addition, the 2023 Violent Crime Reduction Plan, VCRP, was designed to direct response to rising levels of illegal firearms, as well as troubling levels of gang activity. The purpose of the plan is to reduce the fear of crime and criminality through the improved relationship between the TTPS and the communities around Trinidad and Tobago. As it pertains to gangs, one of the primary aims of the VCRP is to dismantle criminal gangs, enhance intelligence capabilities, increase detection, and to successfully prosecute violent and prolific offenders.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. Opposition Senator Wade Mack asked why the government never issued a statement distancing itself from reports claiming that police were negotiating peace deals between gangs. And replied that the government did not have to remove itself from any such action given that the police service made it clear that it did not support any such policy or action. Yes.
Government's policy is very clear, very highly publicized. The government didn't have to extricate itself from any such action. The police service, led by the Commissioner of Police, made it quite clear, satisfactory enough to the government on behalf of the people, that it did not endorse or support any such policy or action. The government's position remains abundantly clear and further clarified today in my response to the Senator. I thank you very much.
I want to ask you now, when the Commissioner of Police, who leads Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, told the public that she was successful in her first 100 days, what was she successful about? Could you answer that? Could you answer Trinidad and Tobago that question? What was the commissioner so successful? Or why was she so successful? In what portfolio was she successful? Could you tell Trinidad and Tobago that? Hello, good, yes? Anyhow, I'll have more to talk. I'll have more to talk. And I expect all you to defend all your chair. Moving along. The United National Congress leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar have stated that government will have to answer for large sums of money spent and the thousands who died during COVID-19 if and when the UNC takes office. Persad-Bissessar also promised to open the Cuba Children's Hospital within a year of a UNC government assuming office. She stated that since 2020, there have been no calls, or there have been calls for a commission of inquiry into the Rowley government mismanagement of COVID-19 pandemic, where over 5,000 persons died.
Since 2020, we have been calling for a commission of inquiry into the Rowley government's mismanagement of the COVID-19 pandemic. Over 5,000 persons died in that pandemic. We also said we want this inquiry to probe the unaccounted billions of taxpayers' dollars spent by the Rowley government during that pandemic. Yesterday, Dr. Bodo and Senator Mark again condemned the Alsing's failure. Dr. Bodo asked for the investigation to be completed and the report submitted quickly and for no cover-up on this matter. I endorse those calls made by our colleagues yesterday. I want to say further, when we return to government, we will appoint a commission of inquiry to look into all COVID deaths as well as the management of the health sector.
Persad-Bissessar also promised to combat widespread bureaucracy, partially preventing people from buying land and building houses. She said the aim is to have provisional approval ready within the first 45 to 50 days of application and final approval within the completion certificate within another 50 days. She revealed that her new government would reinvigorate the Land for Landless Initiative, a program launched by the People's Partnership Government and aborted by the Minister Randall Mitchell. Listen to this.
Our aim is to have provisional approvals ready within 45 to 50 days of first application, and final approvals with completion certificates within another 50 days of completion of the project. We've got a 100-day layover to get it done. Some who are clapping know what I'm talking about. Some who are not clapping must be still living in mommy and daddy house hunting, and you're not worrying. You're not looking for a house or piece of land. That's quite okay. So the system is very corrupt. Projects have been stalled for years. By streamlining these approvals, we can get more land and housing stock available to increase supply in relation to demand, and that also does what? Drive down cost. If you have supply more than demand, then what happens? The prices will also drop. I'm saying the UNC will reinvigorate the Land for Landless initiative.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. Saieed Ali has criticized the government for the country's bloodletting after the murder toll recently crossed 170 for the year. She questioned, when will the government do anything about it, as they are clueless of coming up with any plans. Saieed Ali remind Moruga Tableland constituency of several recent murders in the community, suggested that some voters might be there to blame.
For the first 4 months of this year, we have had 170 murders. People are desperate, hopeless, asking when this horrific, unprecedented crime wave and violence, when will it end? When will they do anything about it? They are clueless, witless. They're incapable of coming up with any plans. When you have a national security man tell you that his job is not to make you feel safe, so what the hell is he doing there? Right here in Moruga Tableland. This used to be a peaceful place. No murder, home invasion in broad daylight. People are being terrorized, yes, forced to live in fear. This is your place in Moruga. This is what your once peaceful village has come to. And you know why? In the last election, some of you took God out of your thoughts and you put your ex in the wrong place.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the UNC government is planning to do that. Now, like I say, it is up to you, the citizens, to know where you put in your ex next. Because very soon, Trinidad and Tobago will see a local government, not local, a general election. Very soon, before you know it. Before you know it. Nobody can tell you who to vote, you have to know that. But what I do want you to look at what our country has been through for the last 8 or 9 years. Look at the crime situation. Ask yourself, where do you want to be in the next 5 or 6 years? Ask yourself. So viewers, it's almost time that I say good night to you, but remember, Real Talk, finance is offering you 4%. Remember that. So until we meet again, viewers, be safe and enjoy the rest of it.